friends, welcome to my second episode. This one's for my Wednesday episode. And so that gave me some of Sunday night, all day Monday, and all day Tuesday. And I watched quite a few actually. I watched a total of 7. I watched 7 movies in that time. And I'm also going to be doing a showcase of a box set because my friend Brendan asked for it. He wanted to see it before he bought it. And I had it, so I will showcase that. I've seen all the movies in the set already. But yeah, I'm just going to start out actually by giving a special shout out to all the people that shared my YouTube channel on their Instagram pages and everything. That was really nice of them. I really appreciate that. It's awesome. But yeah, going forward, I'm probably gonna start getting into more deeper box sets, coverage, whatever I can watch in a 2-day period. And then if I can't watch everything, I might showcase off the box set, watch all the movies I can. I don't know. I'll figure it out as I go. But I'm going to start out here with the one that I haven't seen, or sorry, the one I have seen every movie in this. This is the Saw 10 film Blu-ray collection here. And Brendan from Our Life in Horror wanted to see what this looked like. So it's not much. I'm going to be honest, it's a pretty disappointing box set. It came with, it's the new like style plastic containers there. Just the flimsy little box. It came with some cards that you can put as your cover. These, any one you can just put as your, like, the cover of it. I prefer, just to be honest, I prefer the final one I'll show here. You got that card with that card. But I just go with, like, that. I don't know. I like that one. And then, yeah, it's just one of these newer style plastic container things with all the stacked discs. Like that. But it's a lot of discs. Like, what we got here? Oh, I don't need to count them. It probably says how many discs are on it. Comes with all 10 of the movies. And it does not say how many discs there are, but pretty sure each one's like 2 discs. So it's probably like a 20 disc set. But comes with the Blu-ray and DVD. And I've seen every Saw movie, but I only actually like a couple of them. The rest of them aren't for me. They just get too, like, I don't know. I don't really care about any of the characters. Like, all the people are always shitty people. So there's no one to cheer for other than just their deaths. Like, I don't know. I do like that in some other franchises. But yeah, that's the Saw 10 film collection. It is nice to have them all in one box. It'd be cool to have cooler packaging, but whatever. It is what it is. What am I going to go with next here? I think I'm going to go here. So I watched all 4 of these yesterday in one day. This is from Vestron Video. It is the Wishmaster collection. It's got a slip, number 9 on the thing. If you like collecting the series, which I do, but they're so hard to get a hold of some of the ones. They cost quite a bit. Not willing to pay like $100 for the one I'm missing. But yeah, I watched all 4 of these. It's 4 movies on 3 discs. So the first disc is number 1, the second disc is number 2, and then the final 2 movies is on the final disc. Doubled up there. So that's the actual thing, the packaging and everything. But with the movies, like the Wishmaster series, it's a hard series for me. Like, the first movie, I think it's like a top 50 of the 90s for me, for horror movies. It's definitely a top 50 for me, but I love all the cameos. Like you get to see Kane Hodder die, Ted Raimi die, Tony Todd die, Robert Englund die. Like the cameos are just endless in number one, and all their deaths are pretty creative, pretty fun. Really enjoy that part of it. The storyline's pretty good. I love the voice of Andrew Divoff. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Divoff. His voice is excellent, and I most people have seen Wishmaster, so I don't really need to talk about that. Well, I'll jump to number 2, a little rarer one, and I think it's just Wishmaster 2. I don't think there's. Well, the tagline is "Evil Never Dies." Wishmaster 2, Evil Never Dies. This one had Andrew Divoff returns to play the Jinn, and it had a couple other people I've seen before, but nobody huge. And basically it takes place mostly in prison. Like, and well, I shouldn't say mostly. In the first quarter of the movie, it takes place in prison, and some of the kills there are a combination of hilarious and pretty good gore. That's another thing for this series. There's good gore across the whole series, in my opinion. It's a good mix of CG gore, which I don't usually like, but it's a good mix of that and what do you call it, like practical. And there's a lot of good gore. I enjoy that aspect of this series, and I'm 100% certain there was only 4 of them, and this is the actual complete collection. And number 2, it revolves around mostly prison, like I said. He's trying to get the girl that touched the gem to grant him the wishes again, or grant her the wishes again. And there's not much happening other than just Jinn killing people leading into Jinn killing people. Like that's pretty much the whole thing. And yeah, there's not much to say. A lot of people have probably seen Wishmaster 2 too. Now, here's where it goes a bit off for me, and that's with Wishmaster 3. What's the catch for line on that one? That one is Beyond the Gates of Hell. And there's a couple familiar faces in here. AJ Cook from Final Destination 2 is the main girl in it that touches the gem and unleashes him. But Andrew Divoff doesn't return in this one. They have a new guy playing him, and he does a good job too. He doesn't have the voice that Andrew has in the first 2 movies, but he grew on me about halfway through the third. And I really, this one's rough because it uses the camera, the camera shooting style where it like goes into slow-mo. I don't even know how to describe it. What would they call that? It's where the camera goes into like slow-mo action scenes, but they're blurry and you can't really see what the heck's going on. Like a lot of movies around this time decided they were going to do this, and I hate all of them when they do. As soon as it pops up, I'm like, really? It's like it's kind of like Jason Bourne, where action scenes where it's just like super close up, you can't see what's happening at all. Just I don't like that style at all. I prefer just normal, like film it normal. Stop messing with that part. But it is what it is, and the kills are all great again. There's some good ones. There's a heart-bursting kill that's really good. I enjoyed that. But look, it's there's not much I can actually say about any of these movies. Anyone that's seen the first one, you know what you're getting with each movie. It's kind of just recycled, but they do, like, it's brand new kills. It's like Leprechaun, right? You get brand new kills each movie. How's he gonna kill people next? And this one takes place mostly in a school dorm, number 3. And I like the change up of the setting, and it's a step down from number 1 and number 2. And then, like, let me just bring it straight to number 4 here, which is called The Prophecy Fulfilled. And I really didn't like this movie up until the part where he, spoiler alert, up until the girl makes her 3rd wish by accident and she doesn't know she's doing it. And instead of him granting it, the like council of jinns show up and they're like, you have to grant the wish, do it now, and he doesn't want to do it. So he refuses to grant that wish right away because he's starting to fall in love with the girl. So it adds an aspect to it, but the acting was pretty bad. Like, you can see the downgrade in this movie. It feels like it's like made for television, straight to DVD kind of film style, and the acting's like downgraded enough that it's very noticeable. You can see as soon as you put the movie on and it's starting, the credits start rolling, you start to notice how that it's taken a hit. But yeah, Wishmaster 4 series collection. Here's the thing, they're all like no higher than a 3 out of 5 in my opinion. Like, all of them are no higher than that. If you want to know my exact scores, you can check me out on Letterboxd. Same name, Critic After Dark. But I'm pretty sure I did 3 for number 1. I think I gave number 2 a 2.5. Number 3 I gave it a 2, and I believe I gave number 4 a 1.5. So it's literally like a half a star dropping each movie. And that's what I feel like, but they're all still fun and watchable. So I would definitely give that a check. There's a pretty, actually, quick story on this. This is probably one of the biggest bummer buys I ever purchased. I was at a video store and I bought it from the video store and I paid $74.99 for this, Canadian. And this was like before I was big into checking Amazon for prices and stuff. So I paid $74.99. I get home, I go on Amazon, it's $26.99 on Amazon. Exact same copy, slipcover. And I was like, oh, that's a big, like, that's like including taxes, you're looking at like a $60 to $70 difference there. And that's probably the biggest bummer I ever had buying something. So from now on, when I go to a movie store, I make sure that I check Amazon for the prices, because if it's only a couple bucks difference, I don't mind paying it, because I'm supporting a local store business and local stores and stuff, so I don't mind. But that is just ridiculous. Anyways, I'll move on to the next one here. So yeah, I was 4 movies in one. This one I watched today. I don't know how many people would be into this. It's pretty niche genre, but this one's called The Swordsman. It came out from Welgo, USA. And this one started Jang, I think his name's Jang Yuk, I want to say, in the lead role. And I love these style movies. This one's Korean. And it's really, like, if you want lots of excellently choreographed swordplay, it has tons of that. It's a really dark and gritty atmosphere. A very dark and depressing storyline. But it's right up my alley. I love these, like, revenge, these Asian revenge movies. Like, I have so many of them, and I'm going to be doing more and more as I go on here on my channel. But they're just for me. You know what you're getting. It's a guy and his daughter. You get to know them for the first little bit of the movie. You get to know all the other characters that end up intertwining later in the movie. And his daughter ends up in the wrong hands. He has to go on a massive killing spree to get her back. That's the plot. I love it. It's right up my alley. I watched that one today, actually. Really good. First time watch for that one. My next one here, what do I got? This one is Slugs from Arrow Video. Show you the special features on there in case you want to take a peek. But yeah, this is Arrow Video Slugs. This was the first time watch for me as well. I just picked this up about a month ago, and off of Facebook Marketplace, actually. There's a good group on there, a horror collectors group, and I buy a lot of movies off of it. This one was mixed for me as well. Like, oh man, the acting was so bad in some parts, but I get it. It's meant to be, but sometimes it's too bad, in my opinion. And then this is one of those cases where some of the acting was just so bad. It was so dull. It's just like, who is there? I'll get it. Somebody's at the door. Like, it's very just dull. Like, the person was holding the script up and just reading it directly off the script kind of thing. So the acting took me right out. But then the kills come in with the slugs, and it's really gory. It's like, some of it doesn't even make sense how gory it is, because it's just slugs sucking on people. If they slugs suck on you, I guess. Like a leech. But yeah, it's just slugs sucking on people. At one point, there's a girl, she falls out of bed after having sex with a dude, and there's all the slugs are all over the floor in their room. And she's like rolling around, and she just starts being covered in blood. And then at one point she looks over at him, and her eyeball's hanging all the way out because the slugs somehow sucked her eye out of her head. But it's good effects. Like, it's good practical. It's really... It's lucky. This movie's lucky that it had great gore and great kills and excellent soundtrack, I have to mention, too. Like, the opening song when it's playing, it's just like classic synthesizer, and then it's like it has a girl like screaming over it. It's just like do 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 ah, like that kind of thing. It's really, really wild. Love them. The whole soundtrack throughout the whole movie's good. Very 80s feeling. What year is this one? I forgot to do the years on these titles. This one was I believe it's 80. What is it? I'm gonna open it up because yep, we got. Did it come with a poster? Oh, it did. Came with just one of these cards that show you the titles that are coming up too from Arrow. But it also came with this. I'll show you first. It's not a poster. It's an actual booklet. So it's just cast. Like, there's some of the gore in it, right? Looks like that. And there's some good gore on the back there too. It's really good stuff in the gore department. So definitely worth a watch. Yeah, it's just a booklet showing screenshots and stuff from the movie. Oh, and it has reversible art. That's cool. I didn't even know. So let's go like this and show you that. I think I prefer that over what I'm about to show you. And here's the original, I believe. It's pretty cool. They're both pretty good. I like it. I like both of that. Yeah. I'm gonna keep the new stuff though, because I don't know, it's gorier, nastier looking. I like that on the cover. Like I usually pick the nastier one unless it's a really cool, something really cool. So yeah, Arrow. This was what year did I say? It was like 19. The one thing I hate about these Arrow releases, I've noticed a lot on a lot of my titles, is they have the wrong years on the back. Like, this says 1996, And I can almost guarantee you this is not 96. There's no way they would have been doing practical in 90, like this good of practical gore in 96, but whatever. Pretty sure this is an 80s movie. But yeah, sorry I didn't do the homework on that. I didn't even think about the years. But yeah, Swordsman is a 2020, and Wishmaster's all over the place. Yeah, so Slugs, check it out for sure if you can get your hands on it. And this is the last one I watched, actually, for this episode. And I've been waiting to watch this for... I bought it over a year ago, and I'm like, I always go to it, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch that, and then I don't, and I choose, and I go with something else. So this channel, starting this channel was a good opportunity to just grab it and be like, okay, this is cool, I'm going to do this. And that is the Count Yorga collection. This is from Arrow. It's on one of those awesome hard boxes. This is the limited edition. There's only 2 movies in this collection, so they give them both to you like that. But that box, I love that art. It's really nice. And these movies, I'll start with the first movie. Put that up. The first movie is Count Yorga Vampire. And this is what the case looks like. I'll do a quick showing off of the item first before I go to talk about them. So this was a first time viewing. Oh, it has reversible. There's the reversible, which I think I like that better than that, so I'm going to switch that around. And yeah, so first time viewing, so I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I figured this is what, 1970, so I figured it would be, for 70, it would probably be very like atmospheric, which it did deliver on that department. Oh wow, we got a bunch of stuff here. 1 second, I will show you all of that. So yeah, this is just the first movie, Count Yorga Vampire, and it came with all kinds of these, like these cards like that. There's just a bunch of them there. I don't need to show you all of those. You get the hint on that. That's just a card of their upcoming. Came with a nice little booklet here. Full write-ups on the movies. Ooh, that one has nudity on it. I better not show that. I don't know what YouTube allows here, but it's all like different poster arts that they were using, that they were gonna go with, or were used, sorry, from around, I'm guessing, different countries they released it in. Yeah, it's all just that inside that booklet. And it came with a double-sided poster. I have so many of these things, and I don't have any of them up. So it's our 2 covers here. You got that poster, and then the original artwork here. Both really nice, actually. I like them both. I need to start putting these up one day. I have so many of them, it's crazy. But yeah, so the first movie. Great atmosphere. I'll start off with that. The atmosphere in this is just like, just feels very like, just grim and gothic, and I like it a lot. Acting, also great. Everybody gives excellent performances. There's a couple moments in here where one of the male characters is talking to a female character, and he says very male chauvinist things, and I'm not gonna say what it is because it's so, like, I laughed out loud because of how ridiculous it was, and I don't want to ruin that for anybody that's never seen it. But Robert Quarry plays Count Yorga. He's obviously like Dracula, basically, and it's basically just, it's a take on the Dracula storyline. It doesn't do that much different you haven't seen in other vampire movies. It just has a certain, like, classy feel to it, mixed with, like, high amounts of sexuality, but not, like, full-on nudity or sex scenes, but just, like, his like, Dracula type performance is just very sexual, and all the women are just attracted to him. You know, the typical Dracula thing, where the women are just sexually drawn towards his character. They're all very, like, they're wearing shirts where it's just cut perfectly so there's not nudity, but it shocked me. I actually enjoyed it a lot. Highly recommend that first movie. And before I get into the second movie, we have a pretty thick booklet here that it comes with as well. I'm guessing this only is the limited edition that this comes with, but this is like it's giving you all the cast for each of the two movies, and then it's a lot of writing. So this is like a mini book, basically. So this is good. I love these. I haven't read this one because I just watched the second one this morning, and the first one last night. So I haven't actually dug into the reading, but I always read these books because there's so much information on the movies you're watching. I have a lot of those. I love, mostly Arrow does these big thick books. So I love that. But here, let's get to the second movie here. This is The Return of Count Yorga. And Robert Quarry returns in his role as Count Yorga. Now, the first like, this movie takes a different route than the first one. The first one feels classic vampire. This one is kind of like he's mind fucking the town, basically. This one comes with all kinds of art cards again. A big, massive pile. And we have probably a double-sided poster again. Double-sided art. I won't show you the double-sided art because it's the exact same as what's on this poster. So we have that one. And then we have that one. Both really cool. Like both of those. And that's that second one, like that one's that. And then the other side of the poster is the inside here. So, get back to talking about the movie for a second. This one, I wasn't a big fan of it for the first 45 minutes. I was thinking, man, this is a big downgrade from the first movie, because the first one's atmosphere and just darkness of it. And then the final half of the movie, he unleashes a horde of, like, his brides, and they're all very creepy and almost Night of the Living Dead-esque. Like, very, like, the 68 Night of the Living Dead. Like, very, like, just slow walking zombies almost, but vampires. And there's two guys that are trying to kill him because they suspect him as a vampire, and they're trying to kill him. And that reminds me of the first movie, actually. In the first one, there's a guy that suspects him being a vampire, and he's trying to tell everybody, and nobody will believe him and stuff. And it's got a good storyline. It's cool. I really like it. The second one as well. The second one, I would give it like a star less than the first one, just because the first one I was glued right from the very beginning. It was no down at all for me. It started out intriguing and didn't let up. And this one, because it's a sequel, I think, like, I already know who he is and everything, so there was all the intrigue of finding out who he is and what he's planning on doing is gone in the second one, so I didn't really need that much storyline. But we also got, like, the second one's also 1971. But the first one, there's, what do you call it when the vampires have like a servant, like a familiar, is what you'd call it. And I think that in the first movie, his familiar's like kind of like almost a zombie, like brain dead guy that's helping him do everything and capturing people and stuff like that, kind of like Renfield. And I like his like just like stupidness to him. Like he's just yes, or like really like dumb. I found that really good. And then the second movie, his familiar is a little kid, and the kid has a couple moments in the movie where he makes people believe that Yorga's a vampire, and then when they call the cops and everything, the cops come, he pretends like he doesn't know what those people are talking about in front of the police, and makes them look insane. There's a couple moments in it where I'm like, this is actually really cool. This is intriguing. Just like basically just screwing with people's minds in this town is what it does. And then in the first half, and then the second half is just like chaos. Like Yorga's killing people and they're trying to kill him and stuff. And the horde. But yeah, I really honestly really enjoyed both these movies. Highly recommend them. Especially with how much stuff this comes with, this limited edition. So yeah, grab the limited edition for sure if you're going to buy it. If it's still available. I don't know if it's still available. Sorry, I shouldn't say buy it if you can. But I would definitely pick that up. And overall, like there's not a movie here out of this little bundle that I wouldn't recommend giving a watch to, or even buying, to be honest, because every single one of them's worthy of at least a watch. And then why not have them in your collection if you're gonna watch them? I'm guessing some of these are not on streaming services and stuff. But overall, do a quick hold up of what I'm showcased off today. We got that right there for today's episode. Pretty good stack. I enjoyed it. Now I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch something tonight. It's before I go to bed tonight. I'm gonna watch something, and then I'll probably figure out what I want to do for tomorrow. What movies I want to watch. I guess it's a lot to choose from, so I'm excited. But yeah, I won't keep you any longer. I appreciate you tuning in again, checking out my episode 2 here. And like I said, I'm just trying to showcase off items in case you want to buy them. I would like to just give my quick little thoughts. I could go, honestly, I should just be doing one movie an episode, because I could just talk about that one movie forever, but then I also don't want to spoil the movie for you. So I just decided to do it this way, where I'm just doing a bunch that I've watched in the last 2 days. And just keep doing that. And why not? Eventually I'll get through my entire collection, which would be freaking cool for me. Hopefully for anybody watching. But yes, thank you very much for joining me again. And I will see you for episode 3. Don't know what I'm doing yet, but thank you.